और जो हमारा मुकद्दर होगा यकीनन ऑफ कोर्स दुआओं से मुकद्दर भी बदलता है। अल्लाह ताला रिस्क में फरागी देते हैं, अल्लाह रब करीम उम्र में दराजी देते हैं, लेकिन दूसरों के लिए वैसा ही मांगते हैं तो अल्लाह रब करीम और खुश होता है कि ये बंदा अपने अलावा मेरे बंदों के लिए भी जो है वो दुआ करता है, मेरे बंदों के लिए भी अच्छाई चाहता है, मेरे बंदों की भी भलाई चाहता है, तो अल्लाह रब करीम उससे अपनी मोहब्बत का भी इज़हार करते हैं इंशाअल्लाह ताला। तो जनाब हमारा सिलसिला है अब क्विज़ विज़। आरिफ जहांगीरी साहब इसे आपके लिए लेकर आते हैं और बहुत ज़बरदस्त मुकाबले हो रहे हैं। स्पॉन्सर्स का भी शुक्रिया, उन्होंने सपोर्ट किया है, उनकी डिटेल भी हम बताते हैं, आरिफ साहब भी आपको बताए रहते हैं। आखिर में जो है बड़े ज़बरदस्त मुकाबले जो हैं वो होंगे, इसका जो हमें फ़िलहाल नज़र आ रहा है। और हमारे बहुत से स्पॉन्सर्स ने स्पेशली जो है बच्चों के लिए इनामात का ऐलान किया है और बहुत से इनामात जो हैं इन दी एंड ऑफ द प्रोग्राम जो है वो इंशाअल्लाह ताला दिए जाएंगे। तो चलिए आइए सब मिलकर देखते हैं क्विज़ विज़।
Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum all the viewers of Toronto 360. First, I want to thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given us this opportunity to produce Ramadan QuizWiz program, and I hope that you and your family is benefiting with this programs, because this is only designed to help the Canadian families who are living in our GTA all over the Canada, because I hope this is the most important program that we want to connect our youth and the families with the Islamic histories, our heroes and the scholars. I want to thanks Nangai of the Milton, Quality Care Pharmacy of Mississauga, Shazad Siddiqui Law Office, Dean Associate and Minster Interior Incorporation, Muslim Association of the Milton, ICNA Relief Canada, Style and Stitch for sponsoring and supporting the Ramadan QuizWiz program, because without their help it's not possible for us that we are able to produce Ramadan QuizWiz program for all our viewers and the audience. So inshallah, let's start the new episode. Today's our team is Brampton Knight and Markham Warriors, and these teams contest before as well. This is their second round of the match, and I hope that on the point tables, I want to listen from the Zoha. What is the position of the team in the point tables? Can you tell me as well, please? Zoha.
From the points table, you can see that Brampton Knights has a total of 7 points and Markham Warriors has a total of 3 points.
And what about the other team? Can you tell me as well for the other teams?
The other teams? So for Milton Titans, we have in the lead with 10 points. For Mississauga Stars, we have 2 points, and for Toronto Champions, we have 5 points.
So guys, now you know where you are standing on the point tables. You know that where is your position. Markham team, this is your chance to win this match and bring up in this point table on the top of the teams. And the same thing goes to the Brampton team. You are just behind the Milton. You can do better. If you win this match, you will also go in the top of this time point table. So I hope that both the team work hard today and give the answer very carefully, accurately, and the correct answers. So I want to start with the Brampton team. My first questions goes to the Brampton team, and you can consult each other and give the answer in 25 seconds. So my first question to the Brampton team is, are you ready, Brampton team? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam deliver his final public sermon? When did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam deliver his final last public sermon? 20 seconds. 17 seconds. 14 seconds. Anyone can give the answer.
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay, stop the time here. Okay, you have 6 seconds. I am repeating the answer, but you have to give the answer in 6 seconds. When did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam deliver his final public sermon? Time start now.
12th Rabi al-Awwal.
Wrong answer. This is the wrong answer, and I will ask these questions to the Markham team later, but I will go to the next questions to the Brampton team. My questions to you, are you ready for these questions? My second question is, what mathematical concept did Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi develop? What mathematical concept did Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi develop? Mark.
Algorithms in algebra.
That's the correct answer, algebra and algorithm, and that's the correct answer. The 2 points goes to the Brampton. Now that's the correct answer. I want to move quickly to the Markham team. So Brampton team, out of 2 questions, they give the one correct question and the other one is wrong. So I want to ask the first questions to the Markham team. Listen carefully and give me the answer. When did the Prophet ﷺ deliver his first public sermon? When did the Prophet ﷺ deliver his public sermon? Time started now. Time started now.
It was like the 10th, 9th of Dhul-Hijjah.
That's the correct answer, is on the 9th of Dhul-Hijjah and 10 year after the Hijri. During the Hajj time, Prophet ﷺ, that's the last Hajj of Prophet ﷺ, and he delivered this final sermon, and it was very famous sermon of Prophet ﷺ. Excellent answer, Markham team. My next questions to you is, listen carefully. In the last sermon, what Prophet ﷺ said about superiority?
He said that superiority was only in piety and in submission.
That's the correct answer. The superiority is only goes to your piety and submission. That in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the person is best among all of us whose piety and submission is better to the other pupils. No other wealth, children's, family, background or anything, or houses or big houses, small houses, these are nothing in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the last sermon of Prophet ﷺ mentioned that the superiority goes to that person whose piety and submission is higher on the place in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So thank you. This is a good answer, and that you guys give the both answer correct. You guys 4 points now in the first round, and I want to start the second round with the Markham team as well. And you have 6 points in this round, and you have to carefully give the answer of this question as well. First questions of 3 points to the Markham team of Maria and Zoha. And that question is, describe the illness of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam after which he passed away.
He had a severe headache and he had a fever for 13 days.
MashaAllah, that's the correct answer. So Prophet ﷺ, when he was on his deathbed, he was very sick and he had a severe headache and he has a high fever as well. And after that, Prophet ﷺ is passed away, and that's the correct answer. Excellent, Markham team. My next questions to the third point is, listen carefully, which surah of Quran is named after a woman? And this questions to Anas and Ibrahim. Which surah of Quran named after a woman?
Maryam. Surah Maryam.
Surah Maryam, chapter Maryam. Excellent answer, and we all know that who is Maryam, right? He is the mother of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, and is a very famous woman, very pious woman, and there is a whole history and there is a whole chapter in the Quran which is started with Maryam. Thank you, Anas, and you're in this round. Also, Markham team achieved the 6 points. Excellent. You are taking all the 10 points in this match. I want to quickly move to the Brampton team. Be ready, and I have to ask you the questions. So my first questions to the Ibrahim and Maryam. Be ready now. Are you ready, Ibrahim and Maryam? My 3 points question. Okay. What are the first 3 key themes in the Prophet ﷺ last sermon? Your time started now.
Trust and accountability, financial obligations, and interest, I think. Riba is haram.
Okay, excellent. That's the correct answer. Trust and accountability, financial obligations, and the interest riba is haram. MashaAllah, that's a correct answer. Brampton team, and you are doing excellent, MashaAllah. Yusuf and Maz, my next questions to you is, what is the greatest miracle of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? What is the greatest miracle of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Your time starts now.
Quran.
The Quran, that's the correct answer though. So the greatest miracle of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the Quran, the living Quran, which we all believe in from last 1400 years. A single word is not changes, and we know that. Why is not changes? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take the guaranteed that till the day of judgment, there is no change will be happen in the Quran. Okay, so mashallah, you guys both did excellent today, and we have another draw and tie match again between the Brampton and Markham, and 1 point each goes to you. So at the end of this round, Zoha, can you tell me what is the position?
Both Brampton Knights and Markham Warriors have done really well in this round, but Brampton Knights has a total of 8 points and Markham Warriors wins with 10 points.
MashaAllah, that's excellent, excellent. And this is how it's happened. And because I forget that Brampton team not give one answer correctly, so they have the 8 points, and the Markham team win this match. Excellent, Markham team, and you are did little bit up on the point table. Inshallah, I want to see you in the next match as well. But before we go, we want to listen a small story from Dr. Nadvi, and let's see what Dr. Nadvi want to share with us today.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ba'd. ये आज हम बात करेंगे कहफ वालों के बारे में, जिन पे एक सूरत कुरान की उतरी है, केव पीपल. ये लोग जो थे वो they were some youth, and at the time of their time, the people were worshipping idols. And they rejected, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided them for Islam. So they discovered Iman, but they were thinking how they will save themselves from their, maybe for example, people force them to go back to their, shirk and association with Allah. So what they do? So they were planning to do something, and one of the options came in their mind that they take escape. They take refuge in a place, shelter in a place, and maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them some time, so they will be back with peaceful environment. So ye jo cave people the, they are very young people, 5 to 6. So when they were leaving, what happened, a dog also followed them. So they entered in a very, just like in a cave, and they said, okay, take rest here, and then we will be back, or we will think about our new plan or future plan and so on. तो अल्लाह ताला ने उनको वहाँ पर 300 साल के लिए उनकी ज़िंदगी जो है वो ऐसी हुई कि ज़िंदा भी थे, सो भी रहे थे, लेकिन मरे भी नहीं थे. तो अल्लाह ताला ने उनका सूरह कहफ में पूरी स्टोरी बयान की है. So after 300 years, they woke up. And they say, okay, you know what, we took a rest 1 day or 2 days, we don't know, but I think now we are hungry. So go and bring some food. तो एक उनमें से आदमी गया, तो उसके पास जो coins थे, they were very old. The coins were very old. तो उन्होंने जब बाजार वाले को दिया, तो उन्होंने कहा, ये तुम्हें कहाँ से मिला है? क्या तुम्हें कोई ट्रेजर मिल गया है या क्या हुआ है? तो उन्होंने कहा, नहीं, हमारे अपने पैसे हैं. तो he was very suspicious, and he informed the police. And police took him, for example, to the ruler. और उस वक्त ये पता चला उनको कि जो रूलर इस वक्त है, he is a Muslim. He is a follower of Islam, a follower of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they were very surprised to see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed the whole environment for them. So they came back and stayed few days alive, and people realized, they heard a story of these people, those who disappeared, but they don't know what happened with them. So they saw them, so they realized, and after that they slept and they died. and say they built a masjid for their remembrance and so on. तो अल्लाह ताला ने इस किस्से को बयान करने के बाद दो बातें बताई हैं. एक तो ये है कि ईमान को बचाने के लिए कभी कभी जब आदमी स्ट्रगल नहीं कर सकता, फाइट नहीं कर सकता, तो एक जो होता है कि यू जस्ट टेक अवे फ्रॉम द फॉर एग्जांपल सिचुएशन एंड टेक सम शेल्टर इन सम रिमोट प्लेस. और दूसरी बात अल्लाह ने ये बताई कि हमने उनको ये बता दिया कि क़यामत ऐसे ही आएगी, यानी जैसे हमने 300 साल के बाद इनको जिंदा कर दिया, ऐसे ही क़यामत का आने का है. क्योंकि उस ज़माने के जो लोग थे उनमें से बहुत से थे, दे वर स्केप्टिकल अबाउट द कमिंग ऑफ क़यामा, द कमिंग ऑफ जजमेंट डे. सो अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला शोड देम ए वेरी मिराकुलस वे. तो अल्लाह ने इस किस्से को बयान किया है, और ये इट इज़ वन ऑफ द वेरी ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू लर्न फ्रॉम कुरान हाउ अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला सेव पीपल दोज हु वर really very faithful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have no power, they cannot fight, they cannot defend themselves, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected them. And this is the message of all of us in our time. And living, we are surrounded lot of waves of kufr, waves of, for example, disbelievers, and they are actually creating all of the hurdles for us. How we do it? So we create our own caves. We do our own caves, just like in our mind, in our soul, and our house, and our friendly environment. So we live in this world, but we are disconnected with others, so we can save our iman at least, if they are not able to transfer it, or to, for example, invite others for that iman. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Thank you, Dr. Nadvi, once again for you giving us the inspiring talk, these short talks, and we all are benefiting from the inspiring talks. And inshallah ta'ala, I hope that whole community is also benefiting these small talks as well. And at today's Markham team win this match, and Brampton team, still you have a great chance to catch up the team. You still have the matches left. And inshallah, I hope that in the next match, Brampton team also able to do well. So until then, we will see another match of this Ramadan QuizWiz tomorrow. Don't forget to watch us on Iftar special transmission of Toronto 360. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.